Hello students, in this video we are going to study chapter 5th of class 10th English book, Refund. Refund is the title of this chapter and it is written by Fritz Carenthi. Refund is an one-act play. Let us see what is the introduction of this chapter. Fritz Carenthi is a well-known story writer who wrote the one-act play Refund in the year 1938. This play was written in 1938 by Fritz Carenthi and this is one-act play. This is the story of a farmer student. Farmer student means old student whose name was Wasserkopf, who demands that his tuition fee should be refunded. He wants his tuition fee back from the school because he feels his education was worthless. His logic behind asking for the money back was he was saying that I have not learnt anything from the school, so I want my fees back. But he loses his fight when he is tricked by mathematics master. The play Refund is full of humor which deals with an extraordinary absurd situation. It is full of humor means when you read this play, you will start laughing. It creates a laughter because of the some absurd dialogues and some extraordinary situations. Actually, this is a play, but this is very lengthy play and it is not possible to explain line by line through videos. So I am explaining the summary of this chapter. You have to understand it. In examination, it will not ask the line by line explanation. Instead, there some questions, important questions will be asked. So I will explain you the question answer and the theme of the chapter if you come to school. Listen the summary. Wasserkopf is 40 years old. He could not get any job and wherever he goes, people tell him that he is fit for nothing. There was an old student of a school. His name was Wasserkopf. His age was 40 years and he had not much ability to work. That's why he was fired most of the times from the jobs. One day he meets Lederer. Lederer was his friend and asks him about his business. When Lederer tells him about foreign exchange and Hungarian money, he could not believe to understand anything. He could not able to understand anything. There was a friend of Wasserkopf and he met him. Lederer was the name of his friend. So Wasserkopf asked his friend that what work do you do? Then his friend Lederer said, I am in foreign exchange and I am going to take back my money because Hungarian money's value has gone down. This thing was very difficult to be understood by Wasserkopf and he could not understand anything, so he asked about what is the foreign exchange. But Lederer said, when Wasserkopf does not know the silly things, then what had he studied? Lederer said that if you don't know even what is foreign exchange, then what have you studied in schools? He better to go to school and get his tuition fee back. It would be better for you that you go to your school where you studied and you ask for your money back because you have not learnt anything from the school. Wasserkopf, who is jobless, that time he had no work and does not have any finance, thought this idea as something beneficial. He thought that this is a good idea and I should go to school and ask for the money. So he went to the school where he studied at once. Wasserkopf wanted the refund of his tuition fees which were paid 18 years ago, because he was taught badly. The claim of Wasserkopf was that I have not learnt anything from this school, but I have paid full fees. So I want my tuition fee back because you have taught very badly, and so I was unable to learn anything. When he asks for it, the principal is shocked. The principal is in a peculiar situation. He was surprised, and he calls for an urgent meeting with all other staff members of the school. The masters realized that Wasserkopf's real intention was to fail in the exam and claim the refund. Wasserkopf was thinking that when they will re-examine me, I will answer every question incorrectly so that they can prove that I don't know anything, and so they will return his money. Therefore, teachers decided to outsmart. They thought that I will be more smarter than Wasserkopf and the old student by proving all his answers right. Teachers decided that we will prove his all answers right, and we have not to refund his tuition fee. The mathematics teacher said that they had to be united and ought to help each other in implementing their plan. The exam was an oral one, as Wasserkopf refusal to write. They decide that whatever answer he gives, whether it is right or wrong, they will prove him right. This was the plan of teachers, that whatever answer Wasserkopf gives, we will prove it correct, so that Wasserkopf would be passed, and so we will not have to give his money back. The first question was from the history master. The master asked him how many years the 30 years war lasted. This was the first question which was asked by Wasserkopf, and by history master. This question was asked, and Wasserkopf had to answer this question. So the answer was in the question itself, but Wasserkopf, who was keen on giving wrong answers, Wasserkopf answered that the 30-year war lasted 7 meters. Question was that how many years the 30 war last, but Wasserkopf's answer was it was lasted 7 meters. The history master did not know how to prove this answer right. Fortunately for him, the mathematics master aided him by providing the answer. History master was unable to prove the answer right, but mathematics master helped him and said this answer is right on the basis of the Einstein's theory of relativity. Because according to the Einstein's theory of relativity, space, mass and time both are identical, both are the same thing. So you can represent time by meter. The master argued that time and space are relative terms, and therefore years can be represented in terms of meter. The war took place during half of each day, because in 24 hours of a day they did not fight for 24 hours continuously. They fought only in the daytime. So 30 years came to 15 years, and after that in the daytime also they did not fight whole day. Even they took rest, they ate food, and some non-war activities were also held during the daytime. So in all it came to 7 years, and you can express 7 years by 7 meters. So Wasserkopf called history master a numbskull. Wasserkopf was abusing all the teachers, and he said, history master, that you are numbskull, you are fool. The physics master then asked Wasserkopf whether clocks in the church become smaller if one walks away from it, or is it because of optical illusion? This was the second question asked by physics master, and question was, the clock which is fixed, which is set on the church steeple, does that really become smaller when you go away from that, or it is only because of the optical illusion? But he called the physics master as an S. Wasserkopf's answer was that you are an S. Instead of answering the question, he said, physics master, that you are an S. The master says that the answer is correct because S does not have any illusion of vision, because they had to prove the answer right anyhow. So master said that this answer is correct because S does not have any illusion. Therefore Wasserkopf has given a metaphorical explanation, and Wasserkopf called him a cannibal. He abused physics master also, and he said him that you are cannibal. Cannibal means the animal who eats the human flesh. Then the turn of geography master came, and geography master asked Wasserkopf for the name of the city which has the same name as the capital of German province of Brunswick. What was the capital of German province of Brunswick? This was the third question. He replied as same. Wasserkopf said that the name of city was same. Master said that the answer is correct. Every time they were saying answer is correct, and after that they proved anyhow that how the answer is correct. Okay, so this time also they said that the answer is correct. There was a legend that once the Emperor Barbarossa was riding in the city, he met a young peasant girl who was munching a bun mouthful. There was a king in Brunswick city. His name was Barbarossa, who was going somewhere on the horseback. He met with a young farmer girl. She was eating bun and her mouth was full, and so she was unable to speak properly because she was eating something. He called out her and said, God bless you. The emperor called out that girl and said, God bless you, and just after that he asked the name of the city. But that girl answered his first question, not question, but he blessed her that God bless you. In the answer of God bless you, she said that same to you, sir. But the emperor mistaken it, and he thought that the girl is saying the name of the city as same. He did not think that she has answered my blessing, that God bless you. He thought that she is saying the name of the city. So one by one, each teacher justified his wrong answer to be correct. And they mark him excellent, though Wasserkopf gives wrong answers and use abusive word to each teacher. Wasserkopf was abusing to each teacher, and whatever he was answering, it was proved by all the teachers correctly. And they don't show their anger because they have to prove him an excellent student. Teachers had to prove that Wasserkopf was excellent. So every time they said that your answer is correct. At last, the mathematics master asked him a difficult question and an easy question. Two questions were asked by mathematics teacher. For the easy question, he gives wrong answer. The first question, he said, mathematics teacher said that this is my easier question, although he asked the difficult question by saying that this is easier question. In answer of this first question of mathematics teacher, Wasserkopf answered wrong, and the mathematics master gets angry and says that he has failed in the examination, so he should be given his tuition fee back. The master says that they have decided to give him his tuition fee back and asks for the exact amount which he has to get. And second question of mathematics teacher, it was asked that how much money should I give you back? What was the fees which you paid? But Wasserkopf could not understand this trick. He thought that he is really going to give me my money back. So he gave the answer correctly with minute detail. Wasserkopf, without knowing that he is going to fall into their trap, gives them the list of exact amount. The mathematics master says that was his difficult question and he gave the right answer. Now he is proved excellent in the entire subject and they throw him out without allowing him to say anything further. And as mathematics teacher proved that his second answer was correct with minute detail, after that teachers did not allow Wasserkopf to say anything. Instead, they sent him forcefully out of the room. It shows the ability of the teachers to manage the situation and how they tackle Wasserkopf without spoiling the reputation of the school. This way, they saved the school from giving the money back to the former student, and Wasserkopf was thrown away out of the school. So this was the story of this play, and from this chapter one long answer of 5 marks will be asked in your board examination. Thank you.